Hello everybody and welcome back to Farming Simulator 17. I am Irish Red, or Big Farmer Red, and today we're going to get started on prepping the field some more for the planting season. It's still really early in the spring season, even though it says mid-spring. If we take a look at our seasons overlook here, we can see that the temperatures are not up anywhere near what they need to be in order for us to plant anything. We're going to go primarily with, I believe, canola this time around in all of the fields. I know we put canola up there on 8. We'll do it again this year, just so that we can build up a little bit more cash, because our funds are rather low comparatively. And as we can see, if we take a look at canola, it'll get up to, you know, right around 17 to 1800. You know, sunflowers are higher. Actually, soy is pretty darn high. It's actually higher than canola. So we may end up doing soy, you know, being that it's up there almost 2800. And that's without any great demand for it. So yeah, you know, we'll figure out more what we're going to actually plant, though it's definitely looking like soy might be the best way to go. The thing is, though, is that, you know, those high prices come in the first couple of days of summer, you know, for the highest selling time. Unfortunately, we don't have any in stock to sell, so we would have to go through the entire fall and winter and spring again in order to get those high prices. So we'll see what we do. You know, maybe we'll throw some canola down there on you know, 11 and throw the soy over on 8. Like I said, we'll think about that and go from there. But in the meantime, guys, I want to do something else. We need to do something else. We need to fertilize our fields. And I'm going to go ahead and get the solid fertilizer here. It has a working width of 32 meters. It holds 13.5 thousand liters. So we're going to get this because, for whatever reason, like I said in the previous video, I feel that this thing actually does more and lasts longer spreading the fertilizer than the actual liquid sprayer. So we've got it right here. It's a pretty beefy machine. Let's go ahead and grab our 7R here. We'll go ahead and start her up. And yeah, the hours look good. 12 days until maintenance is required. The problem with that is that I still have yet to figure out how to do the maintenance. I've tried going around to all of my buildings. I even tried putting down a maintenance shed, and you know, it just will not allow us to do maintenance. So we've got a little bit of work to do real quick down here, because we have our seeder where we need to bring our spreader in order to fill it up. So let's go ahead and grab our seeder here and get this thing out of the way. There we go, just like so. Come on. Alright, now let's get her lined up red. There we go. Alright, now this thing's a mile-long beast. Hopefully we can get her out of here without too much trouble. Easy does it on the turns there, Red. And we'll have to, you know, kind of bring her straight out a bit. There we go, now we can cut her. There, yeah, something like that. That works. Then what we will do is we'll just kind of nice and easy back her up off to the side here. Don't hit the barn. That would not be a good thing. A little bit more. Straighten her out. There, something like that'll work. So let's drop her right there. So she's ready to go. She should be fully filled up with both seeds and fertilizer come planting. So let's come back over here and we'll grab our spreader. and we will go from there. Again, I apologize about the video Friday. I was not feeling the greatest last week, on top of which, you know, the mother had yet another rough week, and lots of doctor's appointments, lots of running around, and I just ran out of time to get another video out for you guys for Friday. So I do apologize about that, but we're back. I do have plans to make it up for you, to you guys. So hang in there. There will be videos coming out. I'm, you know, not going anywhere, so don't worry about that. So we'll bring this thing around here, and nice and easy, bring her right up, and let's get this beast filled up here. Right about there, and there we go. Getting this thing filled up with some solid fertilizer. And while this is filling up, we can pull up our GPS information, and we can set the working width. It's 35, so let's run it about 33.5. Yeah, 33.6, that'll work. Come on, load up. That's cutting into our budget pretty good, but that's alright. We'll be fine. Alright, cool. We got the full 13.5. Yeah, this thing's pulling like a pig now. So she's definitely loaded down for bear. And we'll just kind of head out here. And we'll, since we're on this side, we'll go over here and we'll hit field 11 first. Actually, we need to hit 11 and 12. So let's change our minds yet again. You know, it's just fuel we're wasting. No, nothing important, right? We'll just come down here and we'll hit this field 12 as well, because 12 only has one round of fertilization on it. So that needs to be fertilized a couple more times. If we remember, we planted barley down here on 12, so you know that will be decent, you know, when the price goes up on barley. We should be okay to sell that off and get just a little bit of income. Alright, so let's get this lined up here, and we will see. You know what, that's an actually decent overlap there. So we will just go ahead and, now that's actually a bit too much of an overlap. Though I guess it really doesn't matter, either we overlap on one side or we overlap on the other. That's okay. We'll get this lined up at exactly 180. Little bit more. There we go. There. Wow. 182. Come on. 180.1. That'll work. And so we will hit new. There we go. We have our work width still set at 33.6. So let's go ahead and turn on our GPS. There we go. And we can just kind of come down here and turn on our spreader. And we're getting the full field, doing 12 mile an hour. And look at that spread. I mean, it's nice having a 32 meter spread on this thing. And also, you know, if you're watching our fertilizer drop there, it is not dropping a whole hell of a lot, which is really, really nice to see. There we go. We'll just shut it off and flip her around here. There's going to be about 3 passes on this field, and we'll be done. We're not going to use hardly any fertilizer. we go, and we'll just kind of come down here, get it on at the edge of the field. And we do not have that great of an overlap. So we're gonna just kind of batter on out here. And we're going to reset our lines. What is up with this thing? This thing's like all sorts of all over the place. Are you drunk, Red? Come on. Get it together. Alright, so let's set this up about here, and we'll set this, try and set the GPS to 0.0. Just a touch more. There we go, 0.0. 0.1, that works. Set up new, and let's set up the work width all the way down to say 32 meters or so. Let's go with 30. That way there's a roughly 5-meter overlap. And actually, it'll only be a 2-meter because this thing, for whatever reason, set it up all the way up to 35 meters, but this thing only has a 32-meter. So that's why we weren't overlapping properly. Geez, Red, remember what your equipment can and can't do. Alright, so we're gonna double fertilize this area here just a little bit. That's not that big of a deal. Again, we're hardly using anything for fertilizer doing this, so it's, like I said, I really feel that these solid fertilizer, solid fertilizer does a lot better job than the liquid fertilizer, and you use a lot less fertilizer. So there we go, and then we'll go ahead and flip this thing around and finish up this field here. Which again, you know, we're going to be kind of wasting a little bit because we definitely don't have, you know, 32 meters of field, maybe 16 at best. So, well, we'll help the grass grow here on the edge of the field. Sure, why not? Either that or we'll kill it off. Who knows what this fertilizer is going to do. And just like that, we are done with that field. So let's go ahead and head up here to field 11. Again, this should only take a couple of swipes or a couple of passes as well, just because it's not a very large field. It's long, but not very wide. So I hope you all are having a wonderful day, or are going to have a wonderful day today. Again, it's nice to be back in a game where there's not a whole lot of thinking involved. You just kind of get in, sit back, relax, and do. And we are... No, that's the tree farm. I thought we were passing our field. It's hard to gauge sometimes how large this map actually is. It's actually a lot larger than what it looks. But the layout is so compact. There we go. We'll go ahead and, you know what, we'll just set this thing up right here. And there we go. We'll set our GPS, because there's going to be plenty of overlay. And this should get us a perfect line at the end of the field, hopefully. So yeah, you guys go ahead, sit back, relax for a moment. I will get this field done, and I will be back here in a few moments. You know, once we're just about wrapped up, this is all we're going to be doing, is up and down the field, laying this fertilizer. I'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright guys, as you can see, I actually got 2 passes in, 2 full passes, but this last line was only about, you know, half a pass, but that's alright. You know, we're still well over, you know, 11,500 liters of fertilizer left, and we've done 2 fields. So let's go ahead and head over here to 8. If we take a look real quick, we will see that field 10, that's fully fertilized. We don't have to do anything with that because that's just our grass field. It's saying that 12's been done twice now, which is perfect, and 11 has been done once. When we go to seed, we will lay fertilizer down with the seed as well, and that way, you know, that will count as yet another fertilization, and that'll be 2 fertilizations for the field. Then we'll have to come back through with the spreader again and lay 1 more fertilization just so that we can get the maximum out of that field, whatever we decide to plant. So we're going to take the short trip over here to field 8 and make sure that we're set up on a decent course for field 8, and we will get this field fertilized, and then we will come back, top this thing off just because we can. That way it's ready to go when we need it next, and we will go from there. Depending on how long this video is before we move on to anything else, we may try and do something else this video, but I'm not sure. We're just gonna kind of play it by ear. So I think with this field, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to lay a headlands. It's probably just going to be easier to do it that way. So we'll just go ahead and flip her on here and just kind of eyeball this the best we can. Set it up on more of a course of 9-0. There we go. We're a little bit off, but that's okay. This way we have, you know, kind of an area to turn around in. That's all you do with headlands. It's to allow the combine. The reason why it's called headlands is because it's used for combining primarily. So that when you go to combine, you have room to turn around. The head of the combine has room. So that's why it's called headlands. There we go. We'll just kind of flip around here and turn it back on. Set up on a course of 0.0 or 360, whichever it wants to call it, which is fine. We'll just kind of come down here and give us room to turn around down here. Again, we're doing this on open field. There's nothing down here. You know, in real life, if there were crops, you would probably use a narrow tire for this. Yeah, we'll just kind of drive over the tracks a bit. Whatever. It's hard when you have, you know, fields that are so close to stuff and you're trying to do any work. We'll set this up on 270 or as close to it as possible. There we go, 270, right on the money. And we'll just kind of come down here and lay a line, and then we'll lay a line down on the other side. And then we will start our actual lines. There we go, just about finished here. Right up to the edge of the field red. Just a little bit more. There we go. And let's go ahead and back this thing up. Yeah, you wanted to turn before, now you don't want to turn. Go figure. Alright. And we will lay this line right down here, right about 180. There we go, 180.0. Actually, what we can do is we can go ahead and set our GPS for this heading since we're on 180. And we'll just call this good right here and just start following the GPS from here on out. Because now we can come around here like so. Turn on our GPS, line her up. And there we go. So yeah, guys, we will get this field done fairly quick. I'm wondering if it might have been quicker to go the other way. That's okay, not a big deal. It will take maybe just a touch longer doing it this way, but not, you know, a horrible amount of time. There we go, just kind of get the GPS back on. Oh, a little bit of a frame rate lag there. There we go, just back and forth across the field, just like so. And laying the fertilizer down, getting this field all set up. Ready to go for our spring plant. And sitting here thinking about it, I think I probably will put probably soy down, especially in this field. Maybe even both fields, because we do have that barley down there in field 12, which we can definitely take advantage of. We're probably not going to get a large yield out of that. I could be wrong, but we'll probably end up baling it as well, just so that we have a little bit more money, and you know, we can sell off those straw bales rather, and get a little extra cash that way. Because right now we're sitting just over $1 mil. Any of the fields are at least, you know, 1.6 mil to purchase, and we definitely want to save up and get one of these larger fields, just so that we can get more money coming in and larger harvests, which again translates to more money at the end of the season. And when we start doing that, that's when we will start needing the help of course play, which we will get all of that set up, and we'll start buying more equipment and getting helpers and stuff like that. So all we have to do is hop in and, you know, really manage the farm at that point, because there will be a lot less of, you know, the stuff that we're doing now, this kind of tedious back and forth, you know, fertilizing and stuff like that. We'll still probably do the fertilization ourselves. That's not as easy, but as far as, you know, harvesting and stuff like that, yeah, we can get a couple of combines, and we can actually, you know, set those up, hire workers to do the work for us, and then, you know, have quote unquote hired workers to actually run the runners or chasers, and then more quote unquote hired workers to drive the semis, you know, from the unloading or station, or from the loading station to whichever silo we want them to go to and dump into. So that way, you know, we have multiple things going on at once, considering we're only one person and can only drive one machine at a time. But that's all to come. It's going to take a while before we can get that far, just because, again, you know, money is the issue right now. I still really wish this snow would go away. I'm really hoping it actually does melt and doesn't stick around, because I tried to plow it. I don't know if that changes its value, and now there's no way to actually get rid of it. If that's the case, that's going to really kind of suck. But we'll see what happens as the season goes on. I mean, it's only 54 degrees, but it gets down to 36, so technically it should be melting, just at a very slow rate, especially during the nighttime hours, getting down, you know, to 36 degrees. So yeah, let's come up here. We'll top this thing off, just because, you know, we want to make sure that we have plenty. So technically we do. I mean, we could really do the fields probably about 3 more times with what we have left. We did not use much fertilizer at all. In fact, I think that's what we'll probably do. We'll still park it here, but we won't actually top her off. So, come around here and we will take the tractor back and get her put away. There we go. And we'll maybe see if we can't grab one of these plows real quick. Just try to move some of this snow, get it maybe piled up someplace where it's not gonna be such a pain in the rear. There we go, just kind of like right up here. That looks good. Let's go ahead and grab our front end loader here and see if we can't alright, there we go. Actually, we're gonna want more of a straight shot. Oh, it's glitching out something fierce. Hey, why are you glitching? Stop that. Stop it. I'm not exactly sure what that thing's issue is. Get out of here, horseplay. So let's see if we can't kinda get this stuff off to the side here. There we go. Go ahead and... Alright, well that's not working. Let's change implements here. There we go. Get it down. Maybe that's why it was glitching. Who knows? Let's see if this is down low enough. Nope, it's not. That's fine. We'll change our implement here and get this tilted down more. There we go. Now we should be able to grab it. There we go. That's what I wanted to see. Excuse me? What the heck is going on here? Let's try that. No? You don't like that either? Oh, this is interesting. For whatever reason, my pedals are controlling this arm. That is not right. Alright, so, that would be why the thing is glitching out up there, because it's trying to do something, because the pedals are telling it to do that. And we don't want it to be doing that. So let's come up here and we will grab our other machine here and see if we can't get this thing to start acting right. So we'll just try and drop the plow down there. Let's grab this thing. Go ahead and unfold it here. Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why it's doing that. But that definitely is goofy. So here we go. Let's go ahead and drop her down just a bit here. See if we can't just kind of push this stuff down here towards the end. At least off the road. I mean, if it's on the side of the road, just that I'd really... Really? You're gonna drop it? Yeah, I really think that this, you know, this whole setup is kind of wonky. Does the snow really kind of acts like silage, and it's kind of a pain in the butt when it acts like silage. Okay. Really? Come on now. There you go. Kind of scoop it all up. We'll go nice and slow if that's what you really want us to do. I mean, shoot, snow plows around this area, you know, they travel 55 mile an hour when they're plowing snow. Even with a front loader like this. Even, you know, people who go around plowing driveways for a living in the winter, they do a lot more than 5 mile an hour with the front plow. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. There we go. Just time to come back here and clean this up. So yeah, guys, this is all I'm going to be doing for the next few minutes here, is just kind of working on getting this snow kind of pushed off the roadways here. But I think this is where we're going to end the episode today. So if you liked the episode, make sure that you go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, well, leave a comment down below what you didn't like about it, or, you know, give me some feedback on what you did like about it down there in the comments section. Also, don't forget, you can check me out on social media at Irish Red Gaming to send me a tweet, or you can check out facebook.com Irish Red Gaming, and, you know, send me a message there on Facebook. Also, don't forget that if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and consider hitting that subscribe button. It helps me and the channel out immensely. And if you are subscribed, make sure that you turn on those little bell icon notifications. That way you guys can be notified when the newest videos come out. But anyway, guys, I hope you have an absolutely great day. And as always, I will definitely talk to you in the next video. See ya.